Welcome back. Welcome back to the Addicted Motors podcast. My name is Troy with Addicted Motors. This is Mike with Sports Car Workshops, and you're back with the second best automotive podcast on the internet, Addicted Motors Podcast. Now, this particular episode, since we have been tire deep, balls deep, whatever you want to call it, in the Mid-Atlantic Rally prep and execution, will be focused on discussing the events and things that happened at MAR, what it was about, who came, what happened.
Well, it wasn't much. It was a pretty quick event.
It was pretty quick and quiet.
Yeah,
Yep, nothing
it.
really to explain and kind of go over. But that's kind of been the topic of a lot of these podcasts leading up to this, is literally getting ourselves prepped, getting our friends prepped, and everyone that we're associated with given one final chance to get their truck serviced, to buy a truck, to, even if you don't have a truck, come and enjoy the festivities that are pretty much associated with this cool Land Rover event. So before we kick into that, there's no events. We'll talk about that. That's the main topic.
So there are no events?
We
got a couple events.
What do we have coming up?
Well, there's the rally that you're boycotting / involuntarily boycotting.
Yeah, this is a rally that I'm
but a few
boycotting.
people in the group going. I got the Euro Classics track day. Just start throwing that out in the chat.
You literally just texted
I
me
know.
about
I'm on
that.
car shit now. Land Rover stuff's over.
What are
It's
you
car
gonna bring?
season.
What are you gonna drive?
I don't know. I got
Is Patrick
options.
gonna let me take a Porsche?
It doesn't have to be a Porsche. You can bring anything. I can bring my BMW. Bring my BMW. Maybe I'll buy a Porsche.
I'll go if we can both drive your BMW and we get a hotel room.
Get you a 997.
I don't want to blow that up on the freaking
What do you need a
track.
hotel room for? It's a big day.
No, you go the night before.
I mean, you can, but
Yeah, that's the only way. There's a bar. That's what I did last time. It was way more fun. Then you get to meet everybody. All right, well, there's a track day that we might have to go to that I don't really have a car for. So
he's got a 997, but he doesn't have a car for it.
that's how it happens. It's
All
got
right,
10-year-old tires.
Oh, okay, perfect. We'll get you in.
I don't have any money. All right. Well,
You're
there is
paid.
no shop updates, I'm assuming, because nothing's really happened.
What?
Do you have shop updates?
We started working on air cools this week. Never worked on one before in my
Yeah,
life.
I don't even think anyone wants to hear about
You
you.
wanna hear about more air
anymore.
cools?
There's two 993 turbo
I
964.
got air cools on air cools. An FJ Cruiser, getting some Land Rover repairs in post MAR.
An FJ Cruiser getting Land Rover
No,
repairs.
I'm changing subjects.
Yeah,
Two
no,
different things.
I drove that thing as soon as the engine turned on. I'm like, this is worse than a series.
Yeah.
It's cool because it's a
you
Saudi
know.
truck, I guess. That's got the skinny tires and the mud flaps and everything. But like, what are you doing with that? And actually, I have a friend that just texted me, or Billy just texted me. You know his friend with the G-Wagon?
Yeah.
The 230, it's slow.
Yeah.
I tell everyone that asks me about G-Wagons to,
Oh, has he learned it's not a good daily?
yes.
Ah, yeah.
He wants to sell it, right?
Yep,
Because
yep.
there's no G-Wagon community. There's not a bunch of people, degenerates, that you can talk to about your G-Wagon things. There's no G-Wagon meets. There's no G-Wagon trails. There's no supporting infrastructure that pushes you to make bad decisions or a use case for that truck.
Yeah,
I
mean,
like G-Wagons. I just don't
Yeah, they're
like.
cool looking.
I'm not just going to drive around by myself in a G-Wagon because
I would do that with the Unimog.
that's different. Because
Yeah,
people
I'd
would
do that
follow
with
you
the
around
Unimog, yeah.
and you'd make friends.
Yeah, no, I mean, Land Rovers are cool. I like Land Rovers. They got the aesthetic, blah blah blah. But yeah, the community and the
You
got to
be able to do like the fact that you can do something with them. It's like having a track car and never going to the track, which is probably most GT3 owners.
Says the guy with the 997 that doesn't want to take it to the track.
It's not a GT3. It's not even a track car.
Not even a track car. That's a track pig.
That is not a track
It's got no value. Just
So that's
beat
a
it
whole
up.
another topic of why not G. He wants $40,000 for it. I mean, it's got a cool truck.
It is. I like it. It's got the aesthetic. I mean, it's
Can
got
we
a good
sell
look.
two?
Yeah, it's gonna be awkward selling them at the same time.
I mean, they're
but-
both kind of cool brown, drab colors.
are.
They're both manuals. They're both non-turbos. They're both what, OM602?
I might know someone for that. I mean, it's worth getting down here, I guess.
Okay.
Why not?
I
Why
know
not?
Grant's friend has a Rubicon he wants to sell to with 10,000 miles. I was
He wants to sell to me.
no, just
Oh.
to sell. And
Hmm.
I don't know any Jeep people. I'd make a video on it, and my
He's
users
the only
would,
Jeep guy I know.
my users would not be about that. So, any other thing shop related? Anything blow up?
No blow ups. A bunch of break-ins. Finished putting the motor together on the Mustang. Been driving that around a little bit. Yeah, I don't know. A lot of air-cooled stuff. Always a lot of air-cooled stuff. Some water-cooled Porsches. did that Olds 442. That thing's sweet.
That is sweet.
Every time you try to like drive it normal, you just start chirping the tires.
Yeah.
That thing is just a torque monster.
Torque, well, not old, but period skinny tires. Like it's a
but
recipe
like
for
legitimately,
fun.
not even trying to like hot dog it at all.
I know.
It's just. I'm like, oh shit.
I rented like a 14 or like a 13 Challenger with a stick in Florida, and having driven lots of old cars that don't have more than 300 foot, like having a Hemi V8 and a 6-speed, like I'm just tripping the tires, just doing absolutely not even trying. Just you put quarter throttle and spinning the tires, and like, oh, this is what's going on in the muscle car world, which I, not really dip my toe into all that much.
Yeah, I mean, there's definitely some fun to just no place for first basement.
Well,
in the long term, I'm gonna take some turns, but I get it.
We also don't hoon around in muscle. Like I think that I've done it. I think my closest comparison is pickup trucks. I mean, I've driven lots of V8 diesel or gas pickup trucks, and same effect. Loose, light rear end, spins the tires easily, but not so much in the cars.
Yeah. I was driving my truck in the rain, towing, and like every time I tried to touch the throttle, just immediately broke.
I know.
free.
Well, you're just one day you're just gonna look on your rear tires and be like, oh wait, they're gone.
Yeah, I should probably rotate those.
I didn't even do anything with it. Yeah, and it's heavy back there, and it's just driving around.
Gotta let her eat, boys. Gotta let her eat.
All right, so that's a lot of the updates. We can probably skip some of the other topics.
Really, no sales updates. Yeah.
Sales updates.
We've been too busy to sell cars.
Haven't sold any other cars. The 2002 is gone. John took successful delivery, my father-in-law, of the D1, and that actually had a great I don't know, we didn't even open the hood.
I can't believe that his list post Mar isn't like
no, that's smart.
I thought for sure
he doesn't need to do any more with that truck.
We had to pull him through a lot of mud.
We pulled him through a lot of mud. We also went in the mud. We can get into that a little bit later. All right, auction updates. People have asked me about cars at the auction and what's going on, and the truth of the matter is there's nothing.
Oh, we sold the L322.
We sold the L322.
He
was
that
at Mar too.
He was at Mar.
There's just nothing interesting that is either affordable or a good price or that is a diamond in the rough or worth talking about from an inventory standpoint. Yeah,
it'll all show up in 2 weeks.
I mean, we went pretty hard last time. The last few weeks. Did this sell? Okay, so they've got a red manual 95 Disco that was listed for like $8,000 in California. It was listed $7,000 or $8,000. It didn't sell today. There's no bids, no offers, 7 views. If you want that, I mean, that's going to be shipping from California. There's a Defender 90 that has a 1.4 out of 5
Newer
condition score. No, it's a diesel.
Oh, that's not surprising.
Yeah, I know, and that's it. There's a 2021 405 Range Rover 50, but it's black and it has an accident and there's obvious structural damage, so nothing really that interesting there. So we're just going to skip through all of that. I wish I had more interesting topics on auction cars, but there hasn't been. If you're in the auction chat, find me on Instagram. We'll get you added to it. There's over 250 members in there.
Oh my God, is it that big now? I don't ever look at the member list.
It's pretty big, yeah. And that's for anything. It doesn't have to be Range Rovers. If you just want a car and don't want to go through the hassle of searching around, you want to just click a button and it shows up.
Click button,
that's
get car.
kind of the way to do it these days, and the way that arbitration, green light, and the way it's all able to be potentially save and reduce the risk or put the risk on or off. It's up to you. It's not a horrible way to buy a car these days. All right, so let's talk about Mar. Mid-Atlantic Rally, it was the 50th anniversary of the Rovers Association of Virginia, Rover Owners Association of Virginia, and it was a huge event. I mean, off the bat, I have no notes. I was never inconvenienced. I think there was always something going on. We kind of did it on our own way. We stayed heavily trail focused,
which we always do.
But we were able to do that.
The traffic was so much lighter this year.
So
I think
lighter.
just because of all the side events.
Yeah, so
I have one note.
We'll get to the notes later.
So no notes. I got a note.
So the layout, right? It's 1,200 acres. Buckingham County is a privately owned, family-owned hunt club. Little George Hunt Club. It is open for the rest of the year if you like pheasant hunting and all that kind of fun stuff. So all the fields were cut down for the most part. We had free range of the whole property for the most part. It's got a pretty dynamic geographical layout. You've got field trails, you've got hilly, mountainy, mudslide areas, you've got island stuff, you've got water crossings, you can cross the river in some points. So depending on what your skill level is or what the weather is, there's always going to be something open for you to kind of tool around on, which is awesome. In addition to, there's DIY trails. So you don't have to go on a locked-in trail ride. So if you know the property, and you've got a skill level that I know you have enough confidence to go out and do things by yourself and can read a map, then it's like, orienteering with your trucks and your buddies. You can go out there and have a blast. So that we, primarily choose that option, and that is what we decided to do for the majority of the time, because you only get to do this kind of stuff once a year for the most part, unless you're coming out doing the trail weekends. So, we used all that time as wisely as possible. We're like kids at an amusement park, right? You're only there for a couple hours. I want to ride all the rides. So we rode all the trails all day, all night, and managed to do it without getting really too bored. I mean, that was the goal.
No, sometimes the other entrants keep it exciting for you when they, do a little one of these.
Yeah. Oh yeah. So we got there the first
pre-event.
First day. Luckily the weather held out. It took a while to get our camper set up, and our generator wasn't working, so it was a really slow start. We ran back and forth to Richmond to bring some sales trucks out. We brought the high mileage one owner P38 out there just people could check it out, and our not 2001 very clean, potentially motor replaced D2 out there for viewing. We didn't put a whole lot of effort in the sales side of that, but that's okay. We're not going to hang around the vendor village.
We just love going on the trail.
We'll just, again, like I said,
we got one speed.
I'm not dead yet, brother. I'm going to go hit some friggin' trails with the boys. And that's kind of what we did. That night we went out with a small group. We were going in, we did some exploring. We're going in, we met another group of guys. Went out there, followed them on what we thought was some pretty tame stuff.
Hadn't even loaded my recovery gear.
Yeah, we were all still aired up. This was just the excitement of the first night. Everyone's going out. This is getting ready for more. And the guy in front of us behind us stopped being behind us. And we didn't realize that there had been an incident.
Yeah, because there was a truck between me and the incident truck.
And that
guy I was keeping an eye on him, but I guess he wasn't keeping an eye on the last guy.
Yeah. Come to find out, one of our buddies did a little tipsy,
little tipsy-turvy.
Little tipsy-turvy in a Range Rover Classic around a tree, and actually kind of flopped it. Didn't go all the way over, just flopped it on its side. And we just hooked a tree strap up to the rock slider and just kind of popped him back over. And honestly, it couldn't have been any better. Everyone was safe. Rolled the truck back over. The next morning came back, blew the oil out of the plugs, got some extra plugs and fired it up, and he was running trails the whole rest of the thing. So,
yeah,
I mean, it was a little bit exciting, something to do. Like I said, it's fun to be able to, practice rolling vehicles back on their wheels. I think that was probably the only rollover. Not that that's a commonplace, but I think it has been a commonplace. Every event we've attended, someone's rolled over.
It's amazing how many, it's exclusively driver error, but been a lot of rollovers.
A lot of rollovers. But, every single truck has literally been okay and driven home. I mean, that's the beauty of it for the most part. Even though these trucks are old, we've seen the capabilities of what they were built to, and it's actually pretty impressive. Everyone that's done it hasn't panicked or left the motor running, just shut it off, didn't do anything stupid, put it in park, and, we've been able to rescue it, right? And that's the beauty of these type of events is it went out. I don't believe there was any major injuries or anything like that. I don't think there was any, emergency recoveries for the most part. I guess some kid tried to drive across the river. That didn't work out. There's a picture of his truck submerged in the James River all the way up over the doors. Don't really know what the backstory is there. It was a gas D1. We think we'd passed them earlier in the day, and I just saw a picture of them in the river. So that's going to be a bad day. I think they left it in the river and drug it out.
That was, man. Good on them for getting out there.
Good on them for getting out there.
But holy shit.
I'm not going to say don't do something like that, but that was probably a crossing that we did see, and we're like, we're not going to total our truck in the river.
That was definitely ignorance is not bliss. I think they just didn't. they don't understand the consequences of their actions, and that's gonna be painful.
I mean, that was the truck that had. Were you behind with us?
That was the debeated wheel. That was the one that.
Yeah, the battery the starter locked up, but just we passed it. Remember, we winched it
Oh
up
yeah,
against-
yeah. That was when I got.
He was
stuck.
already having electrical issues before.
Yeah.
And they're fans of. They watch the channel, so they might see this. You know, shout out to you guys for.
No, I mean, again,
partying hard.
dope. You know, get after it, but that's gonna suck.
And I was wondering what the thought process there, but I saw a video of Josh Crane doing it in the Diesel 90. And apparently there's just a couple lines going from that Trail 8 drop-in to the other side that is possible. And probably even possible without a diesel.
A
But
lot less to break on a diesel 90.
yeah, I'm
Keep
assuming
water out of the tank.
that might have been earlier in the week. The water might be in a little bit lower. I'm not sure what the scenario was. But, you know, after watching Josh do it, I almost had a little bit of FOMO going, we might have been able to do that. But it's not. Water in these trucks, I don't care if you have a snorkel or whatnot, it's a good way to complete, because I mean, he's got water in his gas tank. He's got water in the diffs.
I think he's probably got it in the combustion chamber. He's hydro locked out of it. I hope he didn't, try to start it with a bunch of water in the cylinders.
I mean, the water was up over the. I mean, it was in the door, like it's in.
Well, yeah, and he was not moving, so there was
Yes,
no, bow plane effect or anything.
Right.
It was just.
And I guess they got it
there.
out. I mean, that's
It's
it's
gonna
using
be-
the full capacity of your 12,000-pound winch when your car is full of water.
It's gonna be a really fun story,
Fun story.
especially in a year or two.
So that was day one. Day two, the rest of our group pretty much showed up, and there is a few ways to do these events. If you can definitely show up without a group. It really makes it more fun with the group,
Or find a group when you're there.
or ask a group, right?
Yeah.
Like
Most people are very open.
I was offering people here and there. I think with this event, a lot of people wanted to stay with their groups because they came with the group because they'd been there before, and that was kind of good to see. There wasn't a lot of lone wolves running around, but if you do run
Wolf
into one
pack
of
of
these,
one, brother.
if you do run into these, well, we met that guy too. He was out in the middle of the river. Just Billy goating through the river. But hey, listen, he got himself in situations and he got himself out of the situation. If you're a man in the night, you're a man in the morning. Even if your night
Just
turns
doing
into
what
morning.
he does.
But ran into a lot of people, ran into a lot of viewers, and actually a lot of people that came up and said they liked listening to the podcast. So shout out to the 10 or so
people are watching this.
I mean, these only get 200, 250 views, and I probably had 10% of the viewers come up to me and say, "Hey,
yeah. I'm here
at some
too.
point
Why
or
don't you
another."
say hi? I'm here too. That's messed
I'm just
up.
saying,
I'm a friendly guy.
But also a lot of viewers that enjoyed the channel and said that some of these videos influenced them to come or to buy a truck and do this kind of stuff. So that's awesome as well. I think that's kind of the whole idea, especially the videos I made of the property beforehand, because I've been telling people for the last year, you should come to this event. And I made that video to say, this is what's going to happen. This is where you can play at those events, because if you don't know the context of what goes on, then you're like, I'm just going to go camp in a field with Land Rovers. You can do that Overland Expo, or this.
I was always pretty surprised driving through camp how many trucks were just parked in camp. I swear I saw some that never moved, just hanging out.
Well, and that's why we make the videos, to say, hey, if you want to do it and do it a little bit more than you might think you can do, then that option is. There's very few venues in life where you can go and have a free range of a property and whatnot. Like there's so many roadblocks and barriers put up for these type of events that when you're given an opportunity like this, you have to take advantage of it respectfully. Obviously, I mean, we were in the trails at 2 a.m. with the owner of the property, and he was the one pushing us through stuff that wasn't marked. So
I had to show him a couple lines.
I had to show him a couple lines. He did put new tires on his truck, but they were aired to like 50 psi. That's what I realized. And I'm like, why are you stuck? And I was like, he had full pressure in those things, but that wasn't a problem with a little bit of skinny brother pedal.
A lot of skinny brother pedal.
But yeah, I mean, we probably had 8 or 9 guys, 8 or 9 trucks in our group. 2, 3 people who had either never off-roaded before or never been out to the property, so that was cool. I think everyone enjoyed themselves. And Ryan, he'd never off-roaded. He had Zach's truck for the most part. I mean,
he was first timer.
I think he had a blast. Truck did well.
Yeah.
I don't think we had any like major mechanical failures or anything like that weren't driver error.
No, mostly,
we fixed Pete's Classic, a cap and rotor. We probably spent 2 months.
Well,
casually,
we did. I had nothing to do with that.
He spent about 2 months throwing a bunch of used parts at it, which we all would have done the same thing. Ended up going to Lucky 8 tent. Shout out to Justin and the guys. Got a cap and rotor, and his truck would run for like 20 minutes and this like just crap out. And this completely fixed it. A little bit of diag.
This is why you don't swap used parts.
This is why I don't swap
from
used
a
parts.
non-running truck.
From a non-running
I
truck.
would. You say we would all do it. I would not do it.
Yeah, from a non-running truck with a bad engine. That might have not been the best going. I don't. Yeah. I mean, again, the trails were great. You know, it was an interesting way to change your driving style for us, just because that event has historically just been an absolute muddy shit show.
It's like the driest it's ever been.
Yeah,
except for
where
that
you're
one
just
day.
you're kind of like you're going into every obstacle giving up because you're going to have to winch. Like you're going to hit it a little bit and then just have the winch out. But here, I mean,
Last year
everything was
a
dry.
slog fest.
Yeah, everything was dry. You could do all the trails in the property, which is kind of cool. I think everyone has a better idea of like what the property looks like and how to get places.
Couple new trails.
Couple new trails. You know, a lot less winching, but really being able to test the trucks to the full capability of why and how everyone built all their stuff. I think most of the group everyone has got a center diff lock. Most of everyone has a rear and or front ATB or something. Everyone's got a winch. So, you know,
Yeah.
from where
The
we
group is
started a
finally
few
getting
years
a little bit
ago.
more prepared.
Yeah.
It's nice not having to just rely on one winch for like three
Right.
people that showed up without one.
Right. You know, the chat,
Yeah, that gets pretty annoying.
everyone had mud tires for the most part. Everyone came prepared. Everyone knew where their friggin' gas pedal was. Andy forgot where the brake pedal was at one point.
a little whoopsie daisy.
A little whoopsie daisies. But yeah, I mean, there was food pretty much every day. Didn't have to really think about that. You know, other stuff going on. I kind of wish that I spent more time following the schedule for the ginseng bog and the RTV course. It would have been interesting to check those out. But we, you know,
time goes quickly.
Time
when you're
goes
just
quickly.
bopping around on the trails.
We were
and
on
you
the
don't
trails.
Realize what time it is. And
yeah, there were some good clips. You can see some of the other guys on YouTube capture the ginseng bog challenge, right? I mean, that thing.
I would have gone, but you know, Sarah loves to talk about how it's undefeated. I didn't want to take that from her. You know, just my one CDL.
Also, let's be
probably
honest,
just, you know.
it's a lot easier than it was when Zach and I hit it, because there's a trail now. Before it was like it hadn't been touched in 30 years.
Yeah.
It's just like a pond with mud in it, and now it has tracks and whatnot. So, you know, but I mean, the amount of effort that kind of went into the coordination and setting this up for a bunch of degenerates like us was cool to see executed. I think everyone, even if they weren't doing trails and whatnot, had a great time. Met a lot of people from the old Instagrams. Mr. Boring Cars, met him out there in his 90. The guys from Golden Rovers were out there. Very nice couple from Washington. We took them out on a late night drive. Probably changed their perspective on what Virginia
His
Rover
wife
owners.
was all about the D90.
Yeah. She actually messaged
She
me
jumped
about
in a couple
P38
times.
today.
Oh yeah.
Yeah, I mean, like I said, it's just a slightly different culture. You know, it's fun running night trails, seeing, you know, who's out there. I mean, that's kind of the idea, right? It's like everyone's out there during the day, and then things kind of settle down, and then you go out at night and just kind of see how many other people you see. Rovers in
You
the
gotta
hills.
stop spreading the word about nighttime.
Listen, there's rovers and headlights in the hills. That's a cool
is cool.
sight to see. When you're tooling
It
around
is
the
very
trails, you
cool.
look up, and there's a whole group of series guys just on a muddy hill somewhere, and it's just, you know, everyone is enjoying their trucks, enjoying the nice weather, just enjoying being out there and having some freedom to tool around on a beautiful property. So it really was, you know, quite the experience. What else?
And, you know, it's a long event, but it's very repetitive. So a lot of trails.
Yeah.
Trails. I mean, they had a lot of side things. You know, they had RTV course. They had the Vineyard Show.
Yep.
They had.
I think we did a picture of those 300 trucks in that field all grouped together. We took the group picture.
Yeah.
Which, you know, it desensitized, right? You're driving around, oh, that's a cool Land Rover, that's a cool this, and then like you're there, and there's so many trucks, you stop looking at them and taking it all in.
Yeah, I think the only one that like really caught my attention was that Series 1. That does it for me.
Series 1, which one?
You know, no roof, no windshield,
oh,
silver.
the aluminum, full polished chrome. Yeah.
That's pretty sick.
Those guys, they've got a couple. I forget what his name is.
His buddy rode with us.
From
Canada.
Canadian Jesse Jesus. Yeah. He was holding long hair guy.
Yeah. He was riding around with us for, I guess that was probably, Thursday night? Friday night?
Oh,
I don't know.
I don't
Whenever
even
we
know.
were riding around with the property owner.
That was Friday night. I
Friday
think.
night.
Yeah.
Yeah, it's after Friday night party. Yeah, they've got Friday night parties. They did like a vendor
Couple
village
happy
cocktail
hours.
hour.
If you were to take one truck home though, that wasn't yours, or two, it might be hard to do one.
Definitely the Series 1. Number 2. Trying to think back.
I got two, and they're both from the same group.
Yeah. That 109 M50.
Ah, that was mine. Yeah.
That'd be the other one. That thing sounded sick.
Yeah.
Oh shit, the forward control too.
Yeah, that's what I was saying. All the same group.
I need 3. The forward control.
So if you watch my video, the 109, you see him hit the mud bog. It's not even a 109. It is.
What's a 109 body on a 110 chassis? Is that what you were telling me?
No, it's 4-door. I think it's a Defender chassis with a BMW M50, but it's like an early series wagon. So it's 4-door, but it's got the cut doors. So probably really like a 61 Series 1 wagon. I don't know what it is, but it's got the low front doors. But yeah, man, that thing was absolutely getting it out there. Just like we would just hear it. You know what I mean? And then all of a sudden it would actually gain speed, and then you saw the articulation that it had. I mean, it wasn't a rock.
Yeah, I never even
got
close enough to know anything about it. I just heard it and saw it from a distance, hitting some of those obstacles.
So talk about like a usable rig with like a little bit of power and open exhaust.
It sounded pretty sick.
Just slamming through stuff. There's no plastic on that truck. It's just that's built for a purpose. It had enough of a roof where you're not going to get soaked. Did he drop into the river when we were out there?
I don't know.
I remember the other trucks, but I don't think I remember him. Maybe he did.
Was he the one that got stuck and had to get winched, or was he the?
No, I don't think he took. I don't think he took it out there. I'll have to check my.
Oh no, it was the forward control.
There was a swapped Series 1 that had big tires and a V8 in it.
Yeah.
It had the hood vents. Who went out there? He sprayed me with mud pretty bad. And the forward control, man. The forward control thing never did it for me.
That looks like a lot of fun. Just taking like those tips.
It had 2 seats in the front, and then it had 2 seats in the back facing each other. And they all had like race straps on because you gotta be strapped into that thing. It was triple locked, big tires. I think it had a 3.9.
Sounded like it had a V8.
Had a V8 in it. I mean, maybe they all have V8s in them.
I don't really know anything about forward controls.
None of them sounded that good, but this one just.
It sounded decent.
Oh, that one did. I mean, this guy was just hitting stuff without any mercy.
Yeah.
And it was obviously just taking it. And we saw those guys out every night, and that's kind of one of those things. You kind of get inspired by other people's builds. Like, I got to the point where I'm like, yeah, a lot of this stuff doesn't interest me. But then you start seeing a few trucks, and you're like, okay, that's something to kind of work towards from a night.
We can't get into forward controls. That's going to take up so much space.
No, but they're not that big. They look big in theory, but it's not on a stretched chassis or anything.
No,
it's just high off the ground. They're tall.
Yeah. Can you turn one into a flatbed?
Not a wintergreen truck.
Or a flatbed forward controller, probably.
Other incidents.
Incidents?
Andy's
smashed
incident.
his bumper that he
Well,
just
hold on.
put
I'm trying to rewind before that. I mean, there really wasn't anything. Oh, Edwin has P38. He hit a mud hole.
Mud hole hit back.
Mud hole hit back. He blew his heater core mid-winch throttle, and it was very dramatic. Again, I didn't explain this in the video. I was just videotaping, but this whole cab filled with hot steam, right? And his son and him, his son 7 thought the truck was on fire. I mean, it wasn't on fire.
Ian thought the truck was on fire.
Ian thought the truck was on fire. The truck was not on fire.
God, I wish Ian had gotten there with a fire extinguisher. That would have been so funny.
I think a P38 is the only vehicle that if the heater core bursts, it has a dramatic explosion within the vehicle.
Oh yeah, I mean heater core. Just a bunch of vaporizing.
Oh yeah, the whole truck. And then we eventually pulled it out. He bypassed it in what? 6 minutes, and we were gone, which was awesome. He's a mechanic. He knew it was leaking, so that was an issue, but non-issue. We used a kinetic rope to pull him out. Probably took about 7 or 8 full throttle slams to get him unstuck. That was off the Rob's bumper, which didn't bend, which I was kind of waiting for it to bend because it's one of those kind of cheap
it wasn't
D2
in the
ones.
hitch. It was in the actual
bumper. We were hooking. I hooked it right to the bumper. There was recovery points there. Not the best idea, but it didn't bend. So
recovery points.
It was good. trying to think if there's anything else that we were a part of. You know, I think we had a winch a couple times.
I think most of our carnage was Andy, just a little bit Jamie.
Yeah, Jamie forgot to brake. He forgot to brake at the bottom of a hill and hit a ravine. I think that was mostly
make sure you
cosmetic.
remember when you need to
Yeah,
brake.
when you go down a steep 20-degree incline and there's a hole at the bottom, make sure you go that slowly and don't just get in there. And then his CDL was in and out, but not too bad. And then Andy, our buddy, he decided to make his truck full trail truck. So we put
Just
mud
in
tires,
time.
a winch, and a Great Divide Range Rover Classic bumper on the front. And he tested out the full capability of what an aluminum bumper will do against a tree at 10 miles an hour downhill in the mud at night. And guess what? Actually, I mean, he was very much asking the question, if he had had a beefier bumper, what would have happened? And I feel like if you hit a tree hard enough with any bumper, it's going to bend and cause damage.
Yeah.
And I think that his bumper and his front of his truck absorbed it to the point where he did not tweak his frame or anything. But I have a feeling that if he had hit it with an ARB or something...
Well, I didn't see. Did that one have like crush cans or anything? Or is it just kind of a hard mount onto the front?
It's just
Like, the ARB's got the crush cans. You know, that
not for a
kind of-
D1.
The new ones? They don't have them?
Oh.
I don't know.
I don't
Maybe
know.
not.
Yeah, but on D1, there's 3 mounting holes, so I
Yeah,
feel like
'cause
it
it just comes
will
on the
pull
side
the
of
frame,
the frame
which is
horn.
nice for
Yeah.
things in the front, so it doesn't bend up. But for a side hit like that, like he might have tweaked the frame.
Damage
but-
multiplier.
But he needs a new hood and fender and bumper and.
He's not going to try to fix the bumper.
No, he's gonna fix the bumper.
Okay.
He's just gonna pull it all out. But here's the thing, right? There is any other vehicle, you crush the front end and you're like, wow, this is bad. Here, the parts guy is on site, so he's got a red hood, he's got a fender, and he's got a headlight bezel, and he's gonna get them tomorrow. I think.
Radiator core support.
Radiator core support. He might not even do that. So I mean.
Yeah.
In your brain, as a sane person or an insane person, the whole time you're there, you're like, dude, if I mess something, I'll just get another vendor right now. Just go over, walk over, and we'll get it ordered and get it spun up. Not like, oh no, the car's totaled.
It's really dangerous doing crack right next to the crack supplier.
Right.
It's dangerous.
Right, like, oh, there's always going to be more crack. The crack's right up there.
Yeah.
Let's go get some.
Sometimes
It's only
you gotta
$100.
Sometimes you got to buy a whole 8-ball just
Right.
a little bit. You know?
But again, no other group of driving enthusiasts are driving around like, oh yeah, it's fine. They got one parts over there, so I might as well smash it.
Yeah.
But it had to happen. Got it out of the way. It was one of those last day type of things.
Well, it's good. Now he'll never try to pretend like it's not going to be a trail truck ever again.
He's got no choice.
It's yeah. The
Totally committed.
The trail decided for him. It's a trail truck.
Who else? Well, we had, I think George was out there for the first time. Our buddy George, he's got a diesel,
Lecker,
the Lecker
110.
import diesel 110 manual,
Manuel.
right-hand drive. He did the things right. He got a winch bumper prior, and he got nice mud tires. And really the first time he had done kind of fairly serious off-road driving, I think he had a blast as well. The truck did great.
Yeah.
It's half truck, half driver, right? Or actually more driver, less truck, but the truck was able to rise to the occasion. And he mentioned...
Didn't he add a ATV in?
No, his rear diff was bad, but I think he...
Yeah, I thought he...
I don't think so. I mean, I think he wants one, but...
I remember talking about it for a while, but maybe it never happened.
But anyway, I mean, he did the thing. He drove the trails, had a great time, and I think he'll be back again next year. And I think that's kind of what it's all about. This is not just a car activity. It's a very kind of fun, sustainable activity if you're into.
Yeah,
these
you're just
type
paying
of,
to be our friend.
Yeah, if you want to be in this.
If you want to be our friend, you
got
got to pay. You got to buy a Land Rover.
Well, no, you have to assimilate. You have to buy a Land Rover, do all the things, spend a bunch of money, and then crash into stuff and not be afraid
Then we'll like you.
and then we'll like you. So if you're interested in that, let me know.
If
I've
we
got a
like
couple
you,
trucks for sale.
bash your truck up.
And I'll talk about the underdogs though, and I don't even want to say underdog, but the P38s, they just there's a roving crew of P38 guys.
They all
from
know
Nova.
each other.
They all know each other. They're all super built trucks. They're a bit of the underdog, right? Because they don't have manually locking center diff, even though the viscous clutch. I mean, they never struggled for locking traction, but those guys, you could just put your foot into it, point and shoot, and they got pretty much everything. I think one guy was struggling, but he was struggling because he couldn't get his transmission into 1 or 2. I mean, it was more of a mechanical issue, I think, than anything else. But half the fun is seeing how different platforms handle different terrain. Discos are definitely, in the mid pack, right? They've got good articulation. They can produce power when they need. They're tough. You can bounce them off stuff. The D2s, it's really cool to kind of see that traction control work every once in a while if you don't have lockers. You have to drive a little bit different, right? Keep your foot into it because it's got to figure out the traction thing. It's got to think, yeah. And and this is just stuff you need to tell the owners if they're not used to that kind of muddy, driving. Where if you just give it another second, it might actually lock a wheel up and pull yourself out. Your D90 just kind of, it's light. It's got bigger tires than everyone else, and it just kind of scoots up stuff.
Great approach and departure.
Great approach and departure angles.
And I'm the best driver, that.
And yeah, sure, and that's an aspect. And you hit the trails before it was tore up and.
Yeah, I tore it up there.
Yeah, and it helps.
Tires were shot by the time I got in the car.
What else was there? Yeah, I mean, I think Eric's D90. Stiffer truck, you know what I mean? Like he could get through everything and it was fine, but definitely didn't have like that looser articulation that, let's say, Pete's Classic. Our buddy has a Classic with 30-year-old suspension. It's totally stock.
A little extra flex.
A little extra flex, but you know what? In the mud and stuff, watching that just kind of wiggle up through things that other trucks would get stuck on, bone stock with 20-year-old tires, it was pretty awesome to see. That was some Camel Trophy stuff right there. Just kind of, sliding through everything, because you don't have much lift. Yeah, I mean, again, it's just kind of cool to see it all in action. You guys watch all this stuff on YouTube, but then you get to, for me, you get to go out and do it. Don't just be about it, or don't just talk about it, be about it. And that's kind of the venue for this kind of thing.
Yeah, ton of fun.
Ton of fun, yeah. So check out that video. I didn't do a great job of filming everything. I was mostly driving, kind of enjoying ourselves. Got to see the JLR brought out the historical showcase trucks that were just at Monterey a couple weeks ago. They stopped back at Pearls Pond for the first time ever on their way back to the port. So that was the Darien Gap Classic, the Oxford, the one that went around the world, and the lady that drove.
Yeah,
I can't remember her name. Something. The other little.
More of a trails guy.
More of a trails guy. Those things did drive to the Vineyard Series event though, so that was kind of interesting. It's probably the most they've driven ever. I'd love to see what the oil looks like.
Most they've driven ever.
In the past 50 years.
I think they did a little bit of driving.
They might have done a little bit of.
They
weren't on the trails at night, brother. I didn't see them hitting anything.
Could you imagine?
Oh, man.
I bet the keys were in all weekend.
Well, and again, the cool thing with this event, it's happened before. There's been an anniversary event at this location, and there was all these historical pictures from the 90s. Yeah. And the idea was to kind of embody the spirit of that crew of people and things. We had the same trucks, right? There's very few automotive events that you return to with the same type of vehicles that were there 30 years before and still have the exact amount of fun. I mean, I would say that the majority of the trucks there were D1s, D2s, Classics, and 90s and 110s. I mean, there was very few modern, semi-modern trucks.
Yeah, I mean, you definitely had a few new Defenders. The brand new Range Rover. That was pretty wild.
Yeah, I forgot to talk. He's Gulf Coast Rover. I forgot. He messaged me and we forgot to hook up.
Couple LR3s. I don't remember seeing an LR4 or not.
Yeah, I think everyone did the LR3, LR4 thing and then went back to the older stuff.
Yeah,
trailer your D1 with your LR3 or 4.
Yeah,
that's what people are
great
doing.
For a lot of things, but they definitely feel big and low visibility.
And in the mud and stuff like that.
You just kind of miss that analog, exposed
feel. Yeah, they do a lot of cup holders, though. That helps. That's pretty good. But other than that, yeah, you want to be able to see. You want your truck to be light. You want it to be metal.
It's so cliche, but it's kind of hard to fight the opinion that Camel Trophy era Land Rover was peak Land Rover.
Yeah. Oh, there was a Camel Trophy trials truck there, and you know what? Like I said in the video, you want to be like, that's not. But it's pretty cool, man. You see the cage and all the stuff in there, and it's just like, oh man, It's
Yeah.
a shame you can't beat on it or do anything with it. But the skinny tires, just listen to the rattly 200 TDI. You're like,
Yeah.
this is pretty good. So
Just buy a D90.
it'd be fun to do that out there.
Cheap. Same
You
thing.
can just import a 2-door or a 4-door.
Good.
Yeah.
Or 300 TDI swap your D1.
Or your
It'd be
D1.
pretty easy.
All right. Anything else from Mar?
I'm sure we've missed a lot. They added
Sure,
an extra
but-
day this time. Sounds like they're going to try to do that going forward.
Yeah. See,
It's actually kind of long.
it is kind of long.
I missed a day, and I felt like I got the full experience.
Well, I think what you do next time is bring, have wife and kids come out for a day and let them drive around, and you can just kind of chill. I think Cindy came out for a couple hours and regretted not being out to come out more. But drive a less capable truck with them in it, and kind of
I don't know.
we'll do
In these hands,
we'll
they're
do
all
a wives
capable.
trail day when all our wives drive our trucks, and and see how that works.
I've
out.
done that. Almost rolled her.
Yeah.
My wife is a little too full sim on the trails.
Maybe give her a manual to play
Yeah,
with.
I need something to slow her down. I'm not letting her out of first gear.
All right, well, I think that's probably it for Mar. I mean, it was a great time. You said you have a note. What's your note?
Oh, yes. They promised us free beer for the happy hour, and it was one small keg full of foam. Do better, Mar.
I missed the memo,
Do better,
so
Rove.
I'm okay with
Yeah.
that. That wasn't actually, that was a secondary sponsor.
Yeah, it was an afterthought, apparently.
It's okay.
So, yeah.
We all survived.
I'm sponsoring it next year, so we can have real
Oh,
beer.
okay.
I don't know.
That's an action
I will
item.
pay for
Yeah.
real beer.
All right, that's going to be it for this one. Thank you for watching, listening. Check out YouTube, Instagram, do all that fun stuff. Email us with any future topics or if you want to be involved in the Rover Roulette debauchery. Oh, that was a big burp. And we'll catch you in the next one. So, see ya.
Bye. I love you.